Hi guys, welcome to the Dive In podcast. My name is Sheila.
My name is Lydia, and we are so glad that you're joining us today. We have an exciting topic to talk about today.
Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on our videos. Today we are going to talk about friendships. Different stages of friendship, different types of friendship.
Yeah.
And we hope you will enjoy. So
Let's
dive
dive
right
right
in. Okay, so friendship, Lydia, what does it mean to you?
Well, I think friendship means support to me,
Yep.
loyalty, fun. I don't know, even the sad days. You know, friendship is just like a whole, what should I say? It's like I don't know how to put it.
Yeah.
What do you think friendship is?
I think, just like you said, I think friendship or a friend just has to have the qualities of, empathy, honesty, open-mindedness.
That's true.
A friend should always be there for you if they can be there for you. Yeah. A friend should support you, like you said. Yeah.
And also, for me, I feel like I would say friendship is, it's important to the point where you have this one person that you can count on.
Yeah.
Whenever, if something is like, it's a good situation or the worst situation ever, you have this one person or even more that you can call and just share that experience with them, and you're that person for me.
Oh, bless. I was going to say you're that person for me, but I was going to give an example. Like for me, sometimes, like every time I finish work, like when I get in the car, the first person I call is Lydia. Like if I'm leaving home on my drive to work, the first person I call is you. So I feel like it's really that person that, you know, every chance you get, you want to talk to them if you can, you know, and you feel like whether the good or the bad, you just want to share with them first. So I think friendship is really about that.
And sometimes like there are days that we don't even have anything to talk about. Like we will digress from wherever to wherever, but just knowing that you can call this person for anything.
For anything, that's
even
right,
for nothing.
Yeah, I always call Lydia and just tell her what Tori did today. I'm like, so today she did. She's probably tired of hearing it, but
no.
I just tell her nothing really, and I feel like your friend should be able to give you that space to express yourself, or you know, just you don't have to have a serious, tangible conversation all the time. It could just be talking about life and, you know, the silly little things about life. You know, like, you know, I used to be this size, now I'm this size. Oh, I wore this dress and it didn't fit me. And, you know, like they might not even have, it might not be a question of getting us, or question whereby you expecting an answer. It could just be, you know, just small talk, I think, isn't it? Yeah, so I think that's what I feel like friendship is, and that is what we have for each other. We are very honest with each other and empathetic. So that's what we at least define friendship to be.
And you know, with friendship there are different kind of friends, you know. Like they're friends from work, friends from uni. You know, those like I feel like there's levels to friendship. In fact, that's the best way to put it. Because, you know, my work friends, I can't call them and tell them, oh, you know, Tori, this and this and this. They'll be like, who is Tori?
Or even if they know, they just won't get it.
They would never relate.
They'll never relate. They'll just be like, ha, ha, ha. And then it's like, oh, sorry, you know, whatever.
That's true.
So there's different kinds of friends. And I feel like there are categories of friends. And I've always, like, I had a bad experience before, and that's just how I learned about different kinds of friends. I remember there's a time where I was friends with, I had friends, and I thought, well, let me just say they were my friends, but I think I had put them in a bracket which didn't fit them, which I thought was this bracket whereby they were my wholesome friends. And I rang them and I was like, oh, you know, I'm off today. Do you guys want to hang out? And they said, no, we are not hanging out today. We are just, you know, we're just chilling. And then later on in the day, they actually posted on social media that they were at the beach having fun, and I always share this story because it really, it was really,
it's a defining moment.
Yeah, like it was so hurtful too. Like I felt rejected. I felt like I didn't fit in, or I just felt like, oh, maybe they just don't like me or whatever, know. But then I was listening to Joel Osteen back then, and I listened to him, and he was actually talking about how to categorize your friends. And if you do that, there will be no disappointment, really, because like you said, there are categories of friends, and some of those friends they might fall on different brackets, but most of them just fit in one bracket. And if you know, for instance, you have a friend who you just called to go out with, you want to go have fun. Hey, Lydia, what's up? Let's go have fun. You have a friend who you want to discuss career and, stuff, serious professional issues, you call them. You have a friend who, will be like a therapist for you when you're going through stuff and you really need someone. So I feel like if you have your friends categorized,
it makes things easier.
It does, doesn't it? Because if I know I can only call you to party, I'm not going to call you and tell you, oh, I was thinking of doing this course. Do you think it's going to help me in my career? Because you won't get it.
That's true.
You'll just be like, yeah, do it if you want to.
Oh, no.
Or no. Or yeah. Or if I was here, I wouldn't do it. You know? But if you're that friend, you'll understand me. So I feel like it's really important from our experience. Like it's really important to categorize your friends. You won't be disappointed.
It is.
Yeah. Otherwise, you'll just be sitting there, host a party and expect this specific person to come in and help you cook and set up. And that's just not their thing. True. It's not their fault. They're not being bad friends by not coming through. It's just not their thing, But if you know that's not their thing, then you're not going to expect it from them.
True.
And that's going to lead to no expectation and no disappointment,
true.
Isn't it?
That is very, very
so
true.
I think it's very important to categorize your friends. What do you think about that, Lydia?
I think that is true. And, like with categories, also kind of boils down to, is this friendship toxic? Is this friendship wholesome?
Yes.
So, like, for example, wholesome friendships. Like, what are wholesome friendships to you? They would be...
There will be the good friendship, like there will be the friendship with the good qualities, Like a wholesome friend for me, like you're my wholesome friend, for instance.
It's me, guys.
Sorry, guys, but we're just sharing our experience, Like this is just us. This is our experience. It might not be the same for you.
Yeah.
If you can learn something from it, learn from it. If my mom always says, take the positives and leave the negatives, Yeah. So, But anyway, I feel like our friendship is awesome. Like, I can call you for anything. I can call Lydia and say, look, I've got so much laundry. Like, can you come over? And literally, that's really the littlest of the things.
True.
But she does come through.
Yeah.
So, I feel like a wholesome friend is a friend who fits in all the brackets.
True.
And let me just say this.
Yeah.
If you have a friend who doesn't fit in, say, one of the brackets, it doesn't mean they are not good friends. I should say that, right? Yeah, because we all have different qualities. We all have different things that we like.
Yeah.
And so if I don't, just because I don't fit, say, in your therapist bracket, then doesn't mean I'm not a good friend, right? Yeah. Because I might just be your fun friend, isn't it? Yeah. So I think that's a good point to note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like wholesome friendships, it doesn't mean it's a boring friendship.
Yeah.
Some people might think, wholesome means, they only help me with the laundry. They only help. No, this is a person who fits in every bracket. If it's fun, they're up there on the list. They're the first person you call on the list. And they're also the first people you call when everything is
going south.
Yeah. So it's a friendship where you realize the boundaries that you have, for each other, and you respect those boundaries. And they're the boundaries that are healthy. They're not the kind where someone is trying to push their values in and they are
impose them on you.
So they're just friendships where I realize that, when it comes to Sheila, there are a few things that she doesn't like, and I respect that.
Yeah.
So respect is
number one, isn't it? When you're a wholesome friend. Yeah, I really like that. Yeah. So I think also when we talk about the categories, there are one-sided friendships, which, you know, it's really about the other person. And I would want to break that down, Lydia, into two, whereby I could, you know, I have had this experience before, whereby, say, I would tell someone and say, hey, this is my best friend, right? And maybe when Lydia is talking to another person, Lydia goes, someone else, you know,
is my best
say
friend.
Karen is my best friend.
Oh, okay.
I'll kill you, Karen. I'm kidding. You know, or if Lydia is talking to, or you know what I mean, like, so like, how do you handle that? I feel like it's very tricky because I think you're my best friend and you think someone else is your best friend.
True.
Like, how would you navigate that?
Oh, that's something. I feel like just being open and honest.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the example that you've given with Karen, for people who don't know, I have a friend, a long-term friend. We've known each other. We've been friends longer than we've lived on Earth, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So she's my friend since childhood. And some way, somehow, God has just kind of been very intentional with us remaining friends to the point where she moved to Australia and we both moved here.
I'm so jealous right now, but anyway, keep going.
You want some water?
No, okay, thank you.
So, with someone like Karen, she's a long-term friend, long-time friend, like a long, I don't know how to put it, like a lifelong friendship, you know, that you know, God has given us, and it's something beautiful, you know. And for someone like, and she's very introverted also. I feel like I should say that.
Yeah.
She's very introverted. We are the complete opposite of each other, but we complement each other so well.
She's amazing.
So well.
I love Karen.
Yeah, and so with someone like Sheila, I feel like she's just a mirror of who I am. Because we are just up here, you know, we are just, when we start talking.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the world stops.
And sleep. Yeah,
I
that's
know,
it.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the most important thing is just to, Lydia once told me there are friends that you have to understand your friends and respect them for who they are. You know, you understand them, you accept them, and you respect them.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you know, like for example, like if you have one friend who is you know, me and Karen are both your friends, right?
Yeah.
But like you know Karen for who she is and what she likes, and you respect that for her.
Truly.
And for me, the same thing,
Exactly.
right? So I feel like that just helps so that there's no conflict. Because normally, if you start seeing, like if I start seeing Karen as a third, what do you call it? Third wheeler, like in our relationship, then it can be very toxic also, because then I start feel jealous when, say, Lydia says, oh, I'm going to go hang out with her and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you know people, if you know your friends, you know, just accept them, respect them, and, you know.
True, and I feel like you're also trying to say it's a good thing to be secure in your friendship.
Yes.
You're not
like that.
You know, you're not kind of feeling some type of way when you hear your friend has gone out with somebody else, and you know, like jealousy is a real thing. We are not minimizing that, and all we're saying is it's a good thing for you to be secure in your friendship. You know who your friend is, you know the kind of friendship you have, and that's the most important thing, you know.
I love that. Be secure. That's what I was trying to say by rambling 100 million words.
I get that. That's okay.
But so that's really good, isn't it?
And I feel like since we've talked about like the good friends, I feel like it's a good thing for people to know what we call a toxic friend.
Why are you looking down when you're talking
I'm looking
about
down because I'm like, this is just...
It's downhill?
Yeah.
Well, it's downhill, but it's a very important conversation because a lot of the time, first of all, like this just crossed my mind. Let me just say it. A lot of the time we talk about toxic friends. Yeah. But sometimes you are the toxic friend. Ooh. Isn't it? A lot of the times we are like, oh, me, I don't like this person. That person is toxic. But there are a lot of your traits that actually make you think that person is toxic, you know? So I feel like self-awareness is very important. Yes. I feel like self-reflection is really important. And a lot of the times, if you're self-aware and you reflect on situations and conflicts between you and other people, you will realize that, not all the time, but you realize that maybe I was the toxic one in this scenario. True. And in so doing, you can improve, you know, and you can do things differently next time. That's what reflection is all about, isn't it? True. Anyway, I just wanted to put that point across. When we talk about toxic friends, like I feel like a toxic person is really the opposite of what we talked about. True. You know, they are just dishonest. They don't respect boundaries. Yeah. What else? They're
always on the receiving end.
Yeah.
They just want. When it comes to helping, they're like, yeah, nah. Yeah. Or they don't show up for you also. Yeah. To me, that would be a toxic friend.
Yeah. Or even they are not present. Like I feel like if you're not present in friendship, you want it. Because I'm this person who might not really ask for help. And one thing about you is she just always knows. She's like, you're off, what's up, you know? Like, or I might not say, Lydia, I'm feeling down or whatever, but if you're a good friend, you'll be present. And a lot of the time, the toxic friends are so self-centered that they realize others. Yeah, and that can be a moment thing, which we all experience, whereby you just find that, oh, I feel like I've been very absent in noticing, you know, what you're going through or where you're at. And I think it's very important that you're present as a friend. So a bad or a toxic, one of the toxic traits is just not being present. True. If you're not present, you won't notice if I need help. Yeah. What else?
True. I feel like even people who just don't take criticism well. People who would
tell me about that.
Even like cut you off just because you said, you know, I think it's a good idea for you to kind of change this about yourself, and they're like, yeah, nah, this person is not good in my life anymore because you know they want to tell me who I'm supposed to be, and all that. Yeah. People need to be open to correction, you know.
I think it takes maturity for someone to actually accept what's the word?
Criticism. Positive criticism.
Like criticism.
Even if it's
constructive criticism. That's the word I was looking for. Constructive criticism. Because a lot of the times when someone is given feedback, like people just are so quick to be like, you know, like, so you think you know better, you know, like I might not know better, but I'm just trying to tell, like maybe I know better in this moment. I might not know better in a lot of areas, but like I'm just trying to, you know.
That's true.
And most of the times, if you're so apprehensive like that, you really need to do your own self-check. Yeah. When I'll tell you my experience. So when I was studying nursing, I used to work as an AIN, and one of the managers, when I was just about to graduate and become a registered nurse, one of the managers called me. Her name is Maggie. She's amazing. She called me to the office, and I think she was gonna ask me about something. And I think from my response, and that's not the first time, maybe the second or third, she was like, Sheila, you're so apprehensive. Ooh. You know, like she said, you've just got your guard up, and sometimes it's not really about saying, yes, I made that mistake, or no. It's more about, oh, wow, I didn't know that was supposed to be done like that, and I will improve next time, you know. And that was really a turnaround moment for myself. True. Like, I didn't get angry or be like, you know, what is she telling me? I actually went home and I've never, that's why even I'm sharing it, means I didn't really forget, because it was really important. Like, I thought, oh, wow, maybe, you know, that really... me being very guarded makes people not want to correct me. True. Because they think, oh, she's just going to say, no, that was not me or whatever. And from that point, I started seeing people's feedback as, oh, wow, you really think that about me? You think I should improve? Like, you know, like I don't get angry quickly or ready to defend myself. So, yeah, I think it's a very important... It's a very important thing to know. Yeah. Like I feel like it takes maturity to accept.
That's true.
To accept constructive criticism.
Yeah. So since like we're talking about toxic friends or toxic friendships, how would you remove yourself from a toxic friendship?
Run.
What is it?
You didn't say that. Oh my goodness. Oh dear. Oh dear.
How would you remove yourself from a toxic relationship apart from running?
I think this is really hard. Like, personally, I find it really hard. I find it very difficult to walk away from a relationship, a friendship that I think is not good for me. Like, a lot of the time I will either just withdraw, but not really completely cut off people. Like, I struggle doing that. I always think, look, you know, I just know I know you're a toxic friend and I won't do with you, but you can just hang there.
Yeah.
And every time I meet you, hi, and I'm happy for you and I'm there. What if I can help you? But like, I just find it hard to cut. You know how people cut people off? Like, I really don't know how to do that.
Oh, guts. I don't know.
I actually prefer that person to cut me off. Like, maybe I'm like, I'm always hoping that person will be like, I don't want to, you know, like they don't want me, and that kind of like, does the job for me.
Right,
you know what I mean?
That never happens though.
I know. I was about to say that those toxic people, they hang around.
Yeah.
They hang around because they're benefiting, you know. But anyway, I don't know. I don't have an answer for how to end toxic relationship. Like, that's just how I deal with it. Maybe tell us, Lydia.
I would say I know you know this, but in my experience, I've had like a toxic friendship before, and I feel like it was important that I talked to my friends, my wholesome friend, so that in that way we kind of figure out a way to deal with what I was going through at the time. So I would say one way of, you know, like dealing with a toxic relationship is talk to your wholesome friends. They will remind you who you are. Because if you have a toxic friend that you want to cut off, sometimes even that confrontation is hard. But at least when you have a wholesome friend who can remind you that, you know what, listen, you have a voice, this is your life. You can be like, listen, this friendship is not good for me, and I don't want anything to do with this, and I'm just saying this respectfully. And you can give them reasons why you want to leave the friendship, or you can just say, from today, you can just make a mental note. From today, you know what? I'm not letting this person pass here in my life. And just maintain that. Yeah. And there's one thing that I learned. Most people that are toxic are very manipulative. And manipulation hates boundaries. So the moment you start putting your boundaries up and you realize somebody is like, you know, why are you changing?
Yeah.
Or,
why are you not letting me pass this point?
Or they're treating you different, or they are not happy and they're not kind of changing with you and saying, okay, I like this version of you. I feel like that could be a person who has manipulated or is manipulating you in a way.
So, wow, I love that.
Manipulation hates boundaries.
Guys, if you have a note and a pen, write that down. That's really good, Lydia. I love that. Wow.
I know.
Where?
Do you know these threads? Now I need to thread that. know that these Twitter
you need to thread. I know, right?
Yeah.
Wow, I love that.
So,
I don't even know what to say after that. That was really good.
It's good.
Because I really struggle. Like, I feel like I've learned something from you today that I didn't know, and she's my friend. Like, I'm always with her, so amazing. This is what the diving pod is about, you know, for all of us to learn
from each other.
Yeah,
that's true.
Amazing. Okay, so there is expectations in friendships. Like, I feel like there's a lot of unconscious expectation in friendship, whereby just because you're my friend, I expect you to right? And then there are those expectations which are maybe like someone verbally tells you, you know, I expect you to do, or now let me give an example. A lot of the times when something goes wrong, that's when someone says, but you're my friend, I expect you to do this and this. Do you think expectations, or do you think like what you expect from your friend, you should like lay them straight at the beginning? I feel like if you have to do that, then that friendship is already questionable.
I was like, I feel like that depends. What kind of friendship is it? Is it like a work relationship? I'd be like, you know, if we are work friends, I'd be like, listen, this is what I expect, because we are working in a conditioned area, and we have goals.
But I think it's like natural, isn't it? Like, for example, our work friends are just our work friends. It's just natural. But like, we don't even have to tell them, as my work friend, I expect you, you know? But if if it's like a friend outside work, say just a usual friend, if I really have to tell you what I expect from you, that's really questionable, isn't it? Yeah. But I also think as a person, don't have expectations. I really don't. I've learned not to have expectations on people because you get disappointed.
That's true. That's very very true.
I think so.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, let's talk about seasonal friendship. I think we should talk about do you know about seasonal friendship? Do you know what that means?
Like friends that are just there for. I've literally paraphrased what you said.
Yeah, go.
Friends who are there for a season.
Let me tell you something. I learned, this is my experience, I should say, my experience, and it's just might not apply to you, but it's not my experience that from the time I started having friends, like, I'm mature enough to know this is my friend, this is not my friend, I have had a series of friends. And I think what I have learned is that there are friends who are just seasonal. Like, there are friends who are just there for you in a specific time of your life.
True.
They might not be there for you. Like, for instance, I have friends who are my friends when I was in uni or when I was in Kenya, and then friends while I was in uni, friends when I completed uni, and friends now, right? And all these friends were good friends, wonderful friends. They supported me and they really were my wholesome friends.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they were no longer my friends because of maybe the season they were in their lives or the seasons I was in my life.
That's true.
And I think the most important thing here is to take home here is to just be okay with that. Like, a lot of the times people are like, oh, why are you no longer friends with this person, and try and get the bad things, or like, oh yeah, we broke up, or we no longer talk, or we are like this.
Yeah.
I'm always like, we are just in different seasons of our lives. Like, that's just always my answer.
And it doesn't have to be like we don't have to have beef.
Yeah,
to like have our
like, we're just no longer tight as
it
we
just
were.
fades.
Yeah,
and it happens. It just
even
fades.
the tree sheds leaves. As it grows,
true.
it sheds leaves.
That's true.
And maybe those friends are no longer nourishing to you in this stage of your life.
That's true.
You love them for who they are, for where they are at in their lives, but they are no longer nourishing for you in this stage. And I think it's very important that people just accept it and be okay. Be okay with the fact that, you're my friend, you're still my friend. And, I think it's really important.
Yeah. And I think an indicator of a wholesome friend is the kind of friend who is there with you through every season. If you're changing, if you're not, if you're, if you're up and you're down, this person is there with you. And like, for example, like Sheila has a baby. I met her when she didn't have a baby, but I'm still here. Just being there with your friend. If they're changing, you change. Do you change with them? If not for them, you change with them.
I love
and
that.
I think that is very important.
Yeah. And also, if you have a good friends who does not change with you, like, just be okay with it. You know what I mean? Like, just be okay with it too.
That's
like,
true.
Not everybody, not everybody will be suited for where you're at in your life at different times. Yeah. Okay.
So
very deep, eh?
That's very deep.
We can go on and on and on.
I feel like that's.
And also, when a friendship ends, like, from the seasonal friendships, like, when a friendship ends, allow yourself to grieve. What do you think?
Yes. Especially if it was like a
long-term friendship.
Yeah, like a long-term friendship, or everybody has levels to this friendship. Like, I might just saying, like, sometimes Sheila might mean more to me than I mean to her, and maybe like I don't know, our friendship dies out fades out, like, God forbid. Yeah. But if it does, of course, like, we allow ourselves to grieve that friendship. I actually had Ivy from Over 25 say this. Like, she was like, it's very important to just grieve that friendship, because it's a loss, It
is, yeah.
So it's a good thing to grieve it. Just accept.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And just to wrap it up, I hope that you will endeavor to be a wholesome friend yourself by doing a lot of self-reflection and self-awareness.
Right.
Yeah, I think that will just help everybody else. If everybody aims to be that good friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that marks the end of this episode.
It does.
Yeah. So guys, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you can get notifications on when we upload the next video. We love you guys and see you on the next one.
Bye.